After the world believed him dead for 5 years, Oliver Queen returned to save his city as the Arrow.
Welcome, everyone, to the Flash Arrow Power Hour, and this is the Queen Consolidated segment of said Power Hour. I am your host, Zachary Hare, and with me, of course, is Philip.
Hi, everyone.
So, Phil, what did you think about this splendiferous premiere?
It was all right. I mean, I think it was a little too much. Oh, look, everything's nice and well. Ooh, ho, ho.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about that, definitely. One thing right off the bat, I mean, really, overall, the episode didn't really bother me. There was just all these little. For one thing, there was too many storylines in the premiere. They tried to start off way too much.
I know, but I think a lot of the stuff from last season, everyone was going to be like, well, where's so-and-so at? Where's Thea at? Where's Roy at?
Yeah. But just, one thing I hate during the opening scene, he's on top of the truck going, Roy! Like, it's like, I just want to see the driver go, who's Roy?
My name's not Roy.
Yeah, right. He's in prison. I think one of their names is Roy. I heard him yell it. Roy, get in position. It's like...
My question is, if Oliver has a costume and Roy has a costume, why doesn't Diggle have a costume?
Hey, even Felicity could have a costume.
Yeah, but I mean, she's not on the street now.
Well, comic books don't have the best track record with black superheroes. Maybe they just want to admit that he's a black superhero.
Yeah, or it's foreshadowing that Oliver's going to take him off the street or whatever.
Well, yeah, I guess. But I did like the opener of You Have Failed the City and then the punch with the bow. I did like that.
Oh, yeah.
It was total geek service, and I liked it.
Yeah, they should put that in the opening every week.
So now another thing they did, and I did like, is how they address, like, when he's talking to Laurel, she goes, "Oh, can I say?" Like, they actually addressed the whole "shut up." Stop talking about superhero stuff out loud.
Oh, yeah.
They actually addressed that in this episode. You also got like how they're like doing the list without doing the list.
I know, and that was the other thing I was thinking about. I've even been rewatching last season. I was like, well, what happened to the list? I mean, when things are slow, can he go back to that list and be like, let's see what this...
Yeah, because as I know, we found out last season, of course, that it's not the focal point of the trouble, but these are still bad people.
Yeah, you don't just toss the book out. I mean, you could always, even if it's just like Felicity, go online, keep an eye on these guys.
Right. And as we find out, there's not just names in the list, there's other stuff, so what's the other stuff?
Yeah, I don't know if they've abandoned that or...
I don't know. Now, I did like the press conference. I like the whole, we respect him as a hero. Like, it's, because this season is all about him being the hero, not learning what it is to be Arrow. Although we get this schmaltzy scene, like, I made this for you, Diggle.
Yeah.
It's like, arrowheads, the only thing I can make. Yeah, you can make arrowheads. That doesn't mean you can make fine jewelry.
Yeah.
But okay.
I mean, what do you do? Just polish it and put a chain on it, maybe? I don't know.
And that's obviously not an arrowhead, too. I don't know what... It looked like a star or something. I don't know.
Well, he made an arrowhead and he bent it up,
I guess it looked like something it looked like something you'd have to get in the store. That did not look like something he made himself.
Well, maybe he'll start selling them on the streets. He does need money.
That's another thing they're not really. It doesn't make. I mean, Oliver's broke, right?
Yeah, because the company's gone or whatever.
Right. So
but I thought he had a trust fund.
Did that get? Did they say if that got run out or something? Because
I don't know. Plus, I mean, it's like, what happened to the mansion? Did the company own that? Because I mean, if nothing else, couldn't he have sold the mansion and probably got at least $1 million for that?
It's one of those things I'm just not sure of.
Yeah, because she said Felicity said he was sleeping in the Arrow Cave, so it's like.
Well, I'd have to. I know I should probably rewatch last season because I think it's probably addressed on some level.
Yeah.
Yeah, but again, I like, and of course we have Laurel and Ollie working together, and they have this great press conference. And for some reason, Paul Blackthorne's head is shaved, and it looks horrible on him. But okay,
did they shave it in the hospital or something?
It probably was something more like he had a role in between seasons. That happens a lot.
Maybe.
And they just said save $2 on a wig and just have him with the. So but it was a good moment. I like the whole, like, he's still a vigilante, and we're not gonna like give him a pass. We're not gonna be looking for him like we used to.
Yeah.
So now we know we get our flashback sequence, and this time it's Hong Kong instead of the island.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, Oliver's trying to evade capture, and it really doesn't give us much in this scene. It's just him trying to get home, and his handler catches him or whatever you want to say. I'm going to beat you senseless.
Hmm.
Oh, I am badass.
Do you know who the woman was?
But the woman that he woke when he woke up,
No, no, the Asian woman. You know who? Well, yeah, yeah.
I don't know. I've heard things, but I haven't looked her up yet.
I believe it's supposed to be Katana.
Katana, really?
I believe so. Yes.
Interesting. And of course, we get in this episode another little hint that Amanda Waller's, the B word. It's just she is not a nice person. But Hong Kong will have to because next we get an amazing cameo because I even though I don't like this episode, I love this actor. He's giving Mark Shepard a run for his money in appearances in cool shows. Peter Stormare. I mean, I think that's the only other name you could say where people go, all right. But Mark Shepard, the geeks just glaze over with happiness. But Peter Stormare, I think, is right up there.
Oh
But I just saw him. Oh yeah, because he has a reoccurring role in Blacklist. That's where we've been seeing him lately. And
yeah.
oh yeah, he's very cool in that. And don't forget to check out the Blacklist podcast as part of Southgate Media. Pling. So, anyways, now this scene. Okay, I'm gonna say this. I hate everything to do with Vertigo in this show. Making it a drug is a bad decision, in my opinion.
Hmm.
Because now, okay, from what I understand, the actor who played the original Count is very well liked. I forget what show he was on beforehand, but he was known for it and he was liked. And when he was first announced, the original Count, people were like, he'll do great. He's a great actor. But then they turned him into a mix of Scarecrow and the Joker.
Yeah, they made him too much of a clown, kind
Right.
of.
That's what he was, Scarecrow and the Joker,
Yeah.
essentially. And this I hate even more because this is, of course, Peter Stormare, so he's much more serious. But he's the Scarecrow. Let's think of it. I'm gonna describe both characters. I'm gonna describe the Scarecrow. See, tell me if it sounds like Peter Stormare's character. Scarecrow is a criminal that poisons people to expose their fear.
Ding, ding, ding.
Sound like anyone from this episode?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, how hard is it to strap something on his eye or do something to, some vertigo-inducing weapon, that's not a drug?
Or maybe, well, yeah. I mean, I don't know why they made it a drug. They just, I can understand they don't want to do maybe, yeah, make it a device. Like they gave Black Canary her sonic screen. Give him a similar device that he activates, or even make it like a doomsday machine. It'll affect the whole city, something. But just stop doing it as a drug.
Yeah, or like a handheld weapon, like a gun or something.
Yeah, I could buy that.
But yeah, I mean, you killed off the original actor. You brought in a new guy who said he's taking up the mantle. Get rid of the drug.
Yeah, and okay, and Phil, I don't know how familiar you are with some of the other shows. Do you watch Grimm?
No.
Okay, there is a creature in Grimm, and I'm trying to say the name right. It's something like Liebenschlager because they have a lot of German influenced names. What that is a leech creature, and I swear to God, this thing that he turned into looked exactly like it. We got to get the Monroe Comfy swear to back us up because I'm telling you, the first thing I thought was Liebenschlager. They look. I should post a picture. Yeah, I'm gonna post a picture on the Facebook page, and I want the fans to tell me if I'm right. Because it's like, okay, so he's afraid of. Wait, he's afraid of man leeches. What? What? So you're scared, and then the weird like dart thing, like. Those pills I push are called vertigo, and apparently I'm bullseye because here's a dart.
I know, and then my problem was the first time he hit him with the dart, okay, but then the second time after he's facing him the second time, he hits him again. I'm like, what? I know he probably wanted to face his fears, but wouldn't you
I think he was killing him. It was an overdose.
What?
Wait, are we talking about Ollie or the guy?
Ollie, yeah.
Ollie. I think he might have been just trying to fuck. Can't say that.
Yeah, well, I guess he was trying to face his fears, but it's like, why bother? Just wear some extra padding. You don't get hit with the drug, and your mind's in the game.
You mean how he lets himself get hit by the dart?
Yeah, the second time, yeah.
I was like that too. I'm like, what are you doing? No, he doesn't even dodge. It's like.
No, that's what I'm saying. I think he purposely did it so he could try to overcome his fear. It's like, well, you know what? Do that on your own time when the dude isn't trying to blow up the stadium.
Yeah, in my opinion, this is because I love him so much. This was a waste of Peter Stormare.
Yeah, because the way he was talking at the end, doesn't it sound like they're just gonna keep what? You don't like this Vertigo? Well, we're gonna bring in a new actor next time, and you don't like him? Well, guess what? He'll only be around for an episode or two.
Heard. That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah, they're trying to make it like a street gang, so like every new gang leader takes up the
God,
name.
The
but
Vertigo gang. Oh God, there's so many.
Or at least the leader, which is even dumber.
Although I would although I could almost see myself enjoying an episode where it's a bunch of like they call it the Vertigo Wars, a bunch of people is different, like every drug does something different. That I could almost enjoy.
Yeah, I don't know, but I mean, what else for a drug called Vertigo? What else would you? What
That's
other?
that's what I'm saying. I mean, the whole point of Vertigo is it screws with your perceptions, which you.
Mhm.
But again, like you said, how much different things can you do? That's why it's. But when I heard they were bringing a different count, I'm like, okay. I thought what they were gonna do, and this would have worked with Storm Air. That maybe there really is, because I'm not sure what country Count Vertigo comes from. I forget the name, but what? But anyways, I could see maybe someone coming like the original Count was like some illegitimate kid, or maybe even connected to that country, and the real Count comes over. Oh, by the way, I'm gonna say I've said this a million times. The answer to why they called him the Count was the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah,
Okay, but that's from a couple of seasons ago. But yeah, they're forcing the Vertigo thing, and that's not going to be a continuous thing. Now, if they make Vertigo an actual person to keep fighting, or even a device, something, then it might work. But it's just not going to work like that.
yeah. I thought that's what they were kind of gonna do this season. When I heard they were bringing a new count, I was like, oh, okay, maybe this will be the main guy. Maybe he'll be like, that was my little punk apprentice,
Right.
and him and his stupid drugs. All that's gone, and I'm just here to
Oh my God, that would be a great storyline. Like the Count is like a very disciplined man who has a device or technique, and he throws off people's perceptions.
Yes,
And the Count, the kid, he didn't want to wait to train. He just wanted the quick way, so he did Vertigo.
yes.
That would be an excellent storyline. They need us on the show.
Yeah, that's sort of half of these shows. I think they should have they should pull some fans and like show them footage ahead of time and be like,
This show,
what
I
do
mean,
you think?
I like Arrow. I like it a lot, but sometimes it's like, where did this story? Like, you can still see the network influence. That's the problem.
Yeah, I think that is the
The
problem.
CW needs to leave. I bet Fox leaves Gotham alone because I don't see any studio influence on that. Not heavily.
Yeah.
Flash that is having a good start.
Yeah,
And,
that's only been one episode
and
though.
yeah, but we'll see. I know we'll see what happens. But this, I don't know. The CW just won't let go of its influence on this because this is probably their most popular show.
Maybe for now, but the Flash had a pretty good premiere
Right. I mean, the student might surpass the master.
though.
Okay, now I want to talk about the scene where they run down the guy from the crew because we find out later he was planted with a GPS, right?
hmm
I have watched this scene over and over looking. Oliver touches him once, not even. He knocks him out, he flips him. The only way this guy could plant the device is if he was holding it in his hand, waiting for the arrow, and for the 2 seconds, like literally look at the scene, it's 2 seconds that he's near Oliver. It makes no sense that he could plant a tracker that Ollie want because does Ollie have pockets we don't know about in that thing? Because it just I found it was there's suspension of disbelief and then there's just forcing a storyline,
Yeah, unless it was supposed to happen off camera or something.
which it couldn't have because he's not the one that brought that guy in.
Yeah.
Okay,
I
so
don't.
yeah,
Yeah, the thing that got me with that was like once he got to the restaurant, he threw all his stuff in the bag and he just like hid it in the restaurant. I'm like, I don't know if I'd do that. That
yeah, we should talk about tattoo because it's bullshit, bull. Insert bleep here.
that's
But yeah, it's like, okay, he is a high society type, so you could get away with stuff, but
well, it's
you,
like it's hidden in the restaurant. So if someone finds it, they know the error's in the restaurant. How many people can be in that restaurant? Men.
well, that's, yeah, well, if they really, but they were just interested in killing him, not finding out who he is.
Yeah, but I mean anyone could have come across that.
Well,
Somebody who works
yeah,
at the
but
restaurant.
I could see, yeah, true, but the other thing is the restaurant. Apparently, I can just walk into a restaurant from this back entrance, put a bag in the dumbwaiter, and none of the employees go, "Oh, hello, sir. Would you like us to keep an eye on that?"
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, so also going by the scene. Okay, so is Oliver James Bond or even more so Batman now? Because
What
he repels. Well, he repels on the roof, takes it off, and there's a tuxedo underneath, pretty much.
I know. I didn't think that. I didn't think there was that much room underneath that suit for like a
There's
whole
not.
tux.
I remember the episode he got shot. The pants looked like stripper pants. They were so tight.
And it's completely perfect. The suit, not crumpled up at all, not wrinkled.
Yeah, and you can't say that the bag was left on the roof because he knew he was going to be there because we clearly see him change right from the suit
hmm
into it's just oh god, and it was so and it was like Queen all over Queen. Da-da-da-da-da-da. You could hear. Tell me you couldn't hear the music when he was swinging in. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
Oh, I know.
Oh, but okay, so we get another scene with Waller, and she's threatening. I do like this scene because it's true. It's Oliver says to her, "Oh, I could just kill you," and he's like, "Go ahead, do it." And when someone's willing to die, you got to figure out other options.
Mm.
And then and then apparently we have Felicity with Superman.
Not in this universe.
What? Oh God, what does that feel? I mean, I mean, of course, it's work is work for Brandon Ruth, but I mean, because the Atom is probably a great character to play. I'm curious to see if they're going to give him his abilities in this show because shrinking, that's a really hard effect to make look good.
Yeah, but did you see he had his little when he was giving the presentation, he had the little thing in his belt buckle.
Yeah, yeah,
And
that's
didn't
where
the Atom have a size changing thing in his belt
belt
buckle?
buckle. I know that. Yeah, I just because shrinking. That's a really hard thing to even I'm sure that it's a TV show budget and they have a decent budget, but
Hmm.
what's that gonna look like? 'Cause it could so obviously so easily look ridiculous.
Yeah, I know, but so far they've done pretty decent effects, like on the Flash and that.
Mm. Yeah, but wonder what that feels like to go from Superman to a DC character in a TV show. Although, in my opinion, well, it's not his fault, but that movie was horrendous.
Yeah, he wasn't working with a good script there.
Well, we can save that for the DC roundtable, definitely.
Oh yeah.
But okay, now I have a problem with this scene. Okay, so we got Felicity, and he's buying stuff, and they're being nice, but he's full on telling her, "I'm hacking," and she's like, "Oh, you can use this." I'm like, what?
Yeah, I
No.
know. I know that she's I mean, she's a hacker, but she does it for good
Well,
purposes. I'm
yeah,
like, how do you?
yeah. It's like, how do you do that? But here's the thing, even more. Now, I could buy because hackers know, and people
Hmm.
work in computer stores half the time are hackers. I believe someone would go, yeah, here you go. Oh, you're gonna hack into that? Oh, I've hacked into that, and that's fine. But here's the thing: she is literally a vigilante.
Hmm.
She's not. She's not. She might not do hand to hand, but I think she counts as a vigilante. She fights crime.
Yeah.
She would not tell. She doesn't know what he's hacking into. He could be stealing money from a bank. He could be an identity thief. She's not going to tell someone. Now, I could see her telling a friend, like, "Oh yeah, use this."
Hmm.
But this is not believable. She would not do that in a million years.
You think the whole story there was the writers were trying to make you think, oh look, she's all attracted to him. She's just
Oh yeah, they were definitely trying to force that,
oh my
and it
God,
was
yeah.
it was not working.
I mean they tried to write him like he was like her, the rambling, and
Oh boy.
they're trying to make him the female Felicity,
It
the
yeah, it
male
did it
Felicity.
didn't work. It didn't work. Now I'm not that I mean I'm somewhat familiar with the Atom more from animated than comics, so I don't know what his personality is really that much like. I've only read like two Atom comics, so I
Hmm.
don't know. And now I liked him in the cartoon, so who
Yeah.
knows?
I don't know, because in the comics, I think he was more of an actual like scientist type than an actual like businessman.
You know, it's trying to make everyone in the Batman. Seriously. Now, oh, of course, now we get this nice. There's nothing wrong with the scene with Diggle and Lila, and or that Layla.
Is it It might be Lila. I don't know.
It's an L name.
Yeah.
So we get this scene with her, and again. This is another storyline. Oh, we're pregnant. Hey, oh God! And did anyone else see that line coming? I faced Malcolm Merlin. I faced the Taliban. I faced superpowered soldiers. I'm terrified. It's like, wow. Could we make that any more cliched and predictable?
I know. And then that whole thing with Oliver telling Diggle we couldn't go out on the street, and he's like, "You can't make that decision for me." I'm like, "Yeah, yeah, he can't. If you want to go out by
I was
yourself."
thinking that. It's like I've always. It's like it's what's Oliver gonna do? Like stop? Like go? It's like
Yeah. He,
that.
re-
He could go out and do what he wants. He could do it on his own if he really wanted to.
yeah, Diggle be like, "Hey, I quit. I'm gonna do it all
But
on my own."
I do like the dynamic of when his baby was born. He realized, yeah, he can't be like he's got a family now. I'm curious to see where they're gonna go with that.
Yeah.
Now, of course, Diggle has a kid now, and what comic books, TV shows, everything I hate when they introduce a baby just to get rid of it later.
Yeah. Yeah.
They've done it so many times. I'm not going to say which shows, but when I say these things, people are going to know which shows. Either the baby dies during the pregnancy,
Hmm.
or it's a false pregnancy, or the baby gets. Here's my favorite in supernatural and science shows, or the baby gets aged 20 years,
Hmm.
or here's a personal. This one calls back to the 90s, or the baby's future self visits. And it's like, let's just have the kid. I mean, I understand. Like in comic books, you got to adjust it because aging's tricky in comics. But this is a real show. Just let the kid age, handle it. If you didn't want to do it, you shouldn't have had him had a kid.
Yeah, and I mean I mean they've been running kind of in real time because I think when they came back, didn't they say like 5 months have passed
They
since like the
usually
last
like do.
episode?
They usually do that. They like to do that, and they can make it work.
Yeah,
So yeah, or wait, I missed one. Or the mother leaves with the kid.
yeah, or the baby just kind of disappears, is given away, and they don't know where it's at, or
Oh, and of course relationships. That's even worse stuff that doesn't work. Now, of course, we get this story. Now, it's got to be said. Emily bet Rich. Is it Rickards or Richards? Because there's a K in her name.
I think it's Rickards. I think it's a D.
Because I got to say, and I know I'm not busting any bubbles, but she is just gorgeous.
Mm-hmm.
And no one anticipated how popular she was going to be. She's like the fan favorite.
Oh yeah, because in the first season, what didn't they say she was only going to show up like 2 or 3 times and then she was going to be gone?
Hmm.
Yeah,
And the fans were like, And her and Stephen Amell have great chemistry together.
yeah,
And I loved it. I love this moment. See, this part I like. I love this moment where he's talking about the first time he met her, and this is something that would work totally on a girl because he says like, "Oh, I met you. You were the first real person I encountered."
mm-hmm.
And then and like I was, and she goes, "I was chewing on a pen," and he says it was a red one. That would win over any freaking.
Oh yeah, be very observant. Yes.
Yeah. If the only thing that could have won over Barrett, and I was thinking about your feelings. But I like the scene here with when they're having dinner together.
Okay, so you do like the relationship.
Well, I like this part of the relationship in the episode.
Yeah.
When we get later on, I'm gonna have some problems.
Now it's gonna be the new love triangle of Felicity, Oliver, and Ray Palmer.
Yeah, because apparently Barry. So like they just that thing was how they handled him and her made no sense because
Yeah.
they were told now. Here's the thing. This is why if anyone remembers, the reason she stopped seeing or going to visit Barry is because she heard about Iris.
Yeah, I was just watching the episode a day or two ago. Yeah, because when there was that break in at Star Labs, they met Cisco and was it Caitlin and
Yeah,
yeah, and Cisco told her he's
Vibe
like
and
yeah,
Killer Frost. Yeah,
yeah,
and
Iris shows up. She's his
no, no,
something.
no, they never said. They just and 2 seconds ago, oh, who's Iris? Oh, she's been his childhood friend, and that's soap opera level stupid.
Mm-hmm.
Like the whole thing of like, oh, and they do that in comics too. Like, oh, this has been a misunderstanding. I'm immediately going to turn to a life of crime.
Well, do you think they used the whole Felicity Barry relationship as just a
Yes,
like a plot device
yes,
so they
oh
could
yeah,
shoehorn him in, introduce him, why is he around for more than 5 minutes?
and to make Oliver a little jealous.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, oh, that's completely what he was. Yes, because oh man, in fact, that's like what they did with Electro in the Spider-Man movie. It's like I'm evil now. It's you almost want to hear someone go, why?
Ah!
Like you aren't dating Barry anymore. He's with this girl. Isn't he in a coma? How do you break up with a guy in a coma? And you would think Barry would wake up and go, "Hey, where's Felicity?"
Yeah, and if he has such a big super crush on Iris, why was he flirting with Felicity?
Yeah, well, that's yeah. And thank him for getting in touch with Felicity when he visits Central Starling City.
I know he went right to Oliver.
Okay. Oh, and this is something. Oh God, do I have no a problem with this? The explosion. Okay. He picks up Felicity and brings her back to the quiver, I guess we'll call it.
Yeah.
And he's like, is she okay? It's okay. She just knocked unconscious. Oh, because you're a doctor.
I know, like, I mean, I'm sure it was just like a scalp, like a
Well, it's not
wound
even
to
that.
fight it.
An explosion like that could easily. I know it's a comic book show, and like no one, but still, I know I'm going a bit realism here, but I think when an RPG goes up near you, I can try to do a little realism.
Well, yeah, especially when you get up from the table, take 2 steps, and the explosion's like 2 steps behind you.
Yeah, and here's the thing: like she could have easily had internal bleeding,
Concussion at the least.
and then that burn and cut all over her face. I'm like, that requires medical attention. It might not be a serious injury, but it needs. Now, of course, between Diggle and Oliver, and even Roy, they've all been through some stuff, so they probably know basic combat medic. But still, it's better to get real stuff. I mean, look at that mark on her face.
Yeah, I mean, why can't you take her to the hospital? I mean, all you have to say is, "Hey, we were having dinner at that restaurant when it blew up."
Right. It's not like it would. Oh, here's the other thing. He picks up the GPS and is like, "Oh, I found this GPS. It's wasted. It might still have a signal. Can we destroy this?" It's like, "Look, GPS plot. No, it's like, yeah, it's like Roy comes forward. Look, I found a plot device."
No.
Oh, but this line between Diggle and Oliver is great because he says stuff. You don't know what I'm thinking. He's like, "I've known you for 3 years. I know I'm the only man who knows exactly what you're thinking." That line, I like that line because it's
Yeah.
true.
Well, I don't know. I think you could say that about Slade Wilson though, too. They spend some time together.
Yeah, but he's in a cage on the island, probably going to be part of the Suicide Squad.
I was gonna say for now.
Oh God, let's not get into that because I'll wait to tear that apart. How I feel about what they've done to Deathstroke, but anyways, now I don't. Now let's go into that. What's your opinion on Ollie and Felicity getting together?
Mm, I don't know. I think I'm taking a wait and see approach. I know a lot of people want to see it, and I have nothing against it, but I don't know.
I go back and forth because if they can make it work, fine. But in fact, it's like Felicity says later on: just either do it or stop.
Yeah, but it's a CW show. You know that they're gonna
I know. God, I don't know what it is about CWs and not doing relationships.
they want to hook the boys. They want to hook the girls. They're
I know. Well, yeah, but girls are not all. It's such a stereotype. I know so many girls that love good, action-packed, believable relationships and storylines. They don't want this crap any more than guys do.
and when I know, but when I say girls, I'm thinking like 13. They're trying to get the
Oh God,
13-year-old
you're
girls.
yeah. But oh God, that's why I'm glad I corrupted my niece early on. She likes some good TV. But I love how apparently this show's solution to the all the Laurel hate is to barely have her in the episode.
Yeah, but like we said, I think they packed a lot of stuff into this first episode. You know.
And I hope this doesn't become a regular thing. Him, Captain Lance trying to get in on everything. Oh, Hart, every episode. Will I get to the hospital in time? You hear that, Elizabeth? Come to join you, honey.
Uh, yeah, I know. I think Laurel Trick kind of yelled at him about that.
Yeah, I think I believe so as well. That it was like the scene between. Oh, by the way, can I just say that is the weirdest? I know it's a front, but that is the weirdest tattoo location ever. I mean, that looked like a set.
What?
The place where they confront the new Vertigo.
Oh, yeah,
It's like,
yeah.
wow, this doesn't look like a set at all. It literally looks like they were fighting in the because the set it's the tattoo place itself looks kind of cool, but like the fight spills over. It's like, oh guys, we gotta take it back. You fell into the next scene.
It looked like a tattoo museum or something.
Yeah, but it's just they've like this is normally the thing between Oliver and Felicity. It's like normally would take a half a season or a few episodes. They condensed it into one episode. It's which is kind of weird.
Yeah, but seeing as how we've already reviewed the first episode of The Flash. I was gonna bring up the scene. I mean, it kind of ties in because we saw Barry call Oliver,
Yeah.
which is kind of weird because that you would think that scene happens before the scene that happens in The Flash. But when they're on the rooftop talking, well, now it seems even weirder because on the Arrow episode, we see Oliver in regular clothes answer the phone. Barry isn't in a uniform, and he's like, "Can I talk to you?" So I guess they decide to meet on a roof. So what? Oliver goes home, puts on most of his suit except
Well,
his mask.
I made a note here. Barry calls him,
Mm-hmm.
he picks up the phone and says, "Okay, I'm gonna meet you."
Mm-hmm.
How does he know where to meet him? He didn't even say it's Barry. I'm in Starling City. He said I need advice. He didn't say I'm in town. I don't want to talk. He said I need advice. You would think he'd be like,
Yeah,
okay, what's the advice? You know, he's on the phone.
yeah. That I would assume that I just gave it the benefit of the doubt that it happened off camera, but
Yeah, I'm just saying it's a nitpick, but it's just there. It's just I think
I know.
and then
But
yeah,
it's just like, why did they have to meet on the rooftop, Oliver in costume? It's like, why couldn't they have just met, at a restaurant or something? They're both in regular clothes. No one would know.
well, something I didn't talk about when we did the pilot because I didn't think about it. And when I did the rewatch of the pilot, I realized something. There is no, and I'm hoping this is addressed in the second episode of Arrow. There is no reaction to Oliver in the pilot of him having powers. It's like, oh, you're fast. how fascinating. It's
Yeah,
like
I
you,
once again I just assumed that we caught up like
yeah, halfway through the conversation,
yeah, and
it's just
he had already explained to it since the audience had already seen everything that he had that they just didn't show that part where he explained to Oliver what
but
happened.
in the pilot, if you look at it, that's just how it looks. It's like, hey, Ollie, I got powers now. Because
Yeah.
that's even though he's met some different people, this is I'm pretty sure Barry's his first real metahuman.
Mm-hmm.
So you think he'd be? I'm just hoping next episode is the conversation.
Yeah, I don't know if they're gonna show it because because they showed the actual conversation on the Flash, but do you think they're trying to portray Oliver like more of a Batman type again? Not
Yeah,
as emotional. Keeps his cool in any situation.
I guess, but yeah, I just not sure. Okay, so we should definitely talk about how apparently the Atom is a jerk. No, this really bugged me because they want to make him trying to take over the company. Fine. But he's like all surprised. Oh, wait a minute. I completely lied to you, screwed you over, and used you. And you're mad? It's like, yeah, dude, she should be mad. It's like,
Do you think I know, but do you think he was like that because he was like, well, my whole plan the entire time was try to screw you over, but now I find you kind of attractive,
oh,
so.
I know. And it's not working. It's not going to work, her and him.
I know. Don't. I hope they. I mean, I know it's gonna happen, but don't write it where she's like falling for him. I mean,
Oh, God.
Would you fall for someone like that if they screwed your best friend, out of his company like that?
I mean, it's actually she puts it best. If it was just him lying,
Hmm.
and you fine, but he literally used her to screw over her friend. If he
Hmm.
researched the company, then he knows that they're friends. He's because it's. I mean, she was his assistant, and it's
Yeah.
probably somewhat knowledgeable that they're friends. That's like he would hear something, he would
Yeah.
know. So, but that's the thing I don't like. His surprise, and that's why it's a surprise. Like you said, they're gonna try to force them together, and it's not gonna work.
You think he's just faking the surprise though? Trying to be all cute
Well,
around her.
well, that's Brandon. Really, Brandon Ruth is just being Brandon Ruth in this. In the two roles that I know him from. Well, actually, three. He's now the Atom. You almost want to tap the writers on the shoulder and go, you do know he's a hero, right?
Yeah, but is that going to be the thing that he's a jerk at first, and along the journey, it's how he learns to be a better person and stuff, and
Yeah, when he gets his own show, we can address that.
mm, I did see something. What was it on Facebook or something? They were talking about they're looking for more DC shows to do. I don't know if
Well,
it's CW.
TNT's doing Titans.
Yeah, I know. I did see that. Yeah, and then
I do
CBS is
not
doing
know his.
Supergirl.
Oh my God, that's where I know the guy. I'm looking up people's IMDb.
Mm-hmm.
The guy who's like Oliver's handler. He was the robot creator in Real Steel. The guy who was like made Zeus.
Yeah.
And that's a nice little tidbit. Oh, okay. Another thing I had a problem with the scene at the state. Of course, they find out that the new count. I guess we can call him the new count. Is gonna. Although he's only the count for this episode, apparently.
You never know. He could be back.
Yeah. Well, it's Peter Stormare, so we'll see. And
Mm.
and there's a scene where because apparently the security at the stadium is complete crap.
Oh, why? Because they can just sneak in a whole
That wasn't a
truckload of C4.
that C4 was the size of a crate.
I know.
It's just, and here's the thing: like they said, there are the heads of three different crime families here, or gangs, whatever you want to say. I'm guessing someone would go, "Hey, what's that guy doing?"
Yeah, you think someone would have bodyguards or
I mean, I know the excuse probably is, "Oh, they're all looking that way," but
yeah.
like he clearly, it's not even hidden. It's in a hallway.
I know. It looks like, when you go to a stadium where you actually walk into the stadium, it looks like it's just sitting right there.
Actually, okay, dude, notice I have the perfect situation. Is excuse me, where's the bathroom? You take a left at the bomb, go down the
Yeah.
hall.
Yeah, yeah. Where can I get a hot dog? Yeah, make a left at the C4. Yeah, go down to yeah.
And this is something it's probably purely an editing thing, but I want people to look at this scene where the count says the bomb is here, and they walk away, and then Arrow shows up.
Hmm.
There is not enough time in the space of that hallway that he wouldn't still be there, the count. And then where Roy comes from is clearly where he was coming from, so that makes even less sense. I think it's just a shooting. It's like an editing problem. Well, they edit it wrong. It's a nitpick, but it's just something I noticed.
Yeah, well, don't get too hung up on geography in this show
I
because
know. Well,
I mean,
it's like in comic book movies when nighttime comes way too quick.
yeah, but it's just like, the whole Iron Heights thing. I mean, now what it's closer to Central City, which they said in the Flash, what is 600 miles away from Starling City.
Hmm. Yeah. And that's Barry's not supposed to test his limits yet, but apparently he's going to try running across country.
Yeah. But and we keep saying Starling City. It looks like it's gonna become Star City.
Yeah, can they hurry up and do that already?
Yeah, I think they're learning their lessons. Stick to the source material as much as you can.
Well, oh no, after this premiere, I don't have a lot of faith in the writers.
Like you said, I don't know if it's the writers or if it's the network itself poking its head
I
in.
bet it's the
Because
network. I'd bet any amount of money.
yeah, because there are times the Arrow writers have shown they have the hang of this. So I'm pretty sure you were right about the whole network thing.
Hmm. So, oh man, it just some of this is just they stop the bad guy and the Count has that dumb speech where he's like, "You have given Vertigo power." It's like, no, 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 no. It's just
Yeah.
Vertigo is not a character in DC Comics. Stop it.
And then how about that? How about the last minute appearance by Sarah swooping
Oh
in?
God, yeah.
Isn't she supposed to be halfway around the world? She just happened to swoop back in again?
Well, no, well, they said she was listening to their radio frequencies.
From halfway around the world?
Well, she was already in town. Yeah, because apparently that League of Assassins she couldn't get away from. Maybe she had a furlough.
Yeah. The League of Assassins she can't get away from. She just took her like third vacation from them.
Yeah, and so well, she was obviously just there to give that speech to Oliver, which is weird because the speech had no impact on any of his decisions. In fact, he made the opposite decision of what she told him to do.
hmm
So okay. And then, although at one point, Oliver says, "I can't be both Oliver Queen and the Arrow." It's like there is no reason Oliver should run Queen Consolidated. He has zero training.
Yeah, and it's been shown he either has the time or the most of the time he doesn't have the motive. He doesn't want to do it.
I mean, he was a party frat boy, and then he became the a superior. It's like he said, like I believe. Well, the Oliver who he is now might be able to run the company because of his. But even with his cunning, he's still not a businessman.
Yeah.
So, although
He
I don't want the Atom running it either. You know.
No, but I think Oliver needs to get the company back, and he needs to put someone he trusts in charge,
Well,
like
you know who
maybe his
his
stepfather.
stepfather would be perfect.
Yeah,
Is he even in the credit? I don't think he's even in the cast this season, is he?
yeah. I don't know. I mean, he wasn't in it much last season either. He popped up a few times. I don't think he was a regular cast member last season either.
I don't know. I still think it was stupid killing his mother.
Uh, I guess, but I mean,
Oh,
what other direction were they going to take that's her story in though?
yeah, I suppose I don't know, but
I mean, what were they going to do? Have her become mayor of the city? I
okay.
mean, how believable was that
It's
after
funny
she?
you should mention that because I thought of something.
Hmm.
Who's the mayor? Both the mayor's dead and she's dead. Who's the mayor?
Yeah, probably just some politician we
Yeah,
don't
it's
know.
probably not going to matter, but it's just something I thought of. It's like the mayor
Yeah,
got killed, and then the person running against the mayor got killed. So who's the mayor?
yeah. See, that's what they should have did this season, like they did in the comic books. Make Oliver the mayor.
That could maybe they will.
Yeah, he could have got the sympathy vote after his mother was killed.
Yeah. So Diggle's daughter is born, and we get this nice. I mean, it's realistic because he's gonna be. He's gonna. I don't want to. I mean, but obviously he's still gonna be involved in the show. So I wonder what they're gonna do.
Yeah, I mean, is he going to be more behind the scenes again, or?
Well, I guess we'll see. I do like this part with Felicity and Ralph. She hacked. She was so pissed at him. She hacked all his stuff and put apparently Porcupine Bart audio files.
Man, you can find anything on YouTube these days.
But I do like this. It's such a weird line. I like it. If you excuse me, there's another slimy human that needs me.
That's.
I mean, she is the star of the stuff. Like the only reason to watch it half the time is her,
hmm
and she's just so likable. But just,
Oh yeah.
I mean, that would be funny if Dickles says, "I want to leave this," but if Layla says, "No, this is who you are," that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Or you know what, something. Someone's probably gonna come after the family, realize nothing. He's something. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what they do because obviously Diggle's not leaving the show.
Yeah, or something's gonna happen. Oliver and Roy are gonna get, I don't know, captured or
Right. Oh
something.
yeah,
Something's
yeah.
gonna happen, and Diggle's like, I gotta get it. I gotta get them.
So that okay. Then we find we're back to Hong Kong, and we find out they're keeping him here by threatening the family. Obviously, that's gonna work. That will work on him.
Mm-hmm.
If she's gonna be Katana, that probably means something bad's gonna happen to the family.
You think?
Well, maybe. With this show, you just don't know. Like oh god, they're gonna copy Deathstroke? Like the father and the son are gonna die, and the wife is gonna like I swear a blood oath against the guy whose fault it's obviously not. Yeah.
Oh, you're gonna think she's gonna come after Oliver?
God, I don't. Well, if she is Katana, obviously she's probably gonna pop up in present day sometime this season.
Yeah.
Well, we'll find out because again, Katana's not a character I know a lot about. So in this scene, Felicity says what we're all thinking and tells Oliver to stop leading her on and to basically go jump off a cliff. I love how he kisses her and she's like, it's like you can't kiss her and say I can't do this. It's like I love how she's like no, no.
Yeah.
I love how because Laurel would have gave him and Sarah would get Felicity's like no, no. I don't care if you're cute. It's not happening. I'm not playing. I'm not playing this game. And
Yeah.
I mean this. It's so like they are horrendous at writing Laurel. They are. I mean, I remember at the beginning I hated her, but I realized it's not. And the actress is fantastic. She's beautiful. She's talented. But it's obvious with Felicity, they can write women. With
Uh-huh.
Sarah, they can write women. But why can't they write Laurel?
Yeah. Last season they would take her in one direction, make a
Oh
complete
God, the
turn, go another
fans
direction.
hated her last season.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God, and did they have to shine a light as Oliver and Felicity kiss? There was a bright light. You have to watch the scene again. When they kiss, there's a bright light shining pat through their faces.
Yeah, I think the whole point of the Oliver Felicity thing this episode was the writers or whoever telling the fans, look, this is what you wanted. Look, it's not going to work.
But it didn't make any sense because she rejects him, but he was already saying it couldn't work. I'm like, doesn't that mean they're both saying no? But they clearly showed the scene like she was rejecting him.
Yeah.
But with what it doesn't, it's like nothing matched. The body movement, the dialogue, what they were trying to do.
I don't know.
But I do still like her walking away. I like that. Shows a lot of strength for her character.
Mm-hmm.
Then we get this scene, the last scene. I
The
would,
one everyone's talking
I
about.
want to hear your thoughts before I talk about it.
I just, I thought it was kind of crowbarred in that's why
Yep.
I was like, that's why she had to show up at the last minute to help Oliver so she could be there. But I'm kind of thinking, do you think she's gonna stay dead?
Well, I've always wondered because she's obviously connected to Ra's al Ghul. I wonder
Uh
if
huh.
they'll ever introduce the Lazarus Pit. See, a lot
Exactly.
of people said they won't introduce the Lazarus Pit because that's a metahuman kind of thing, but they have metahumans now. This
Yeah.
is a metahuman. They're gonna start having metahumans.
Yeah. Well, that's what they were saying. There was an article somewhere where they're like, "Oh yeah, season 3 of Arrow, we're gonna cut back. We're not gonna really deal with the metahuman thing." I'm like, how are you gonna do that if you're crossing over with the Flash for at least an episode?
And is Solomon Grundy gonna? Oh God, I'm so worried about him.
I know.
Oh God, they better get him right. Just very, if they want to make him create by science, well, no, they can't. He's a supernatural creature. You gotta have magic. That's another thing. I bet they'll never have the guts to have magic ever.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, maybe they're saving all too. Maybe they're worried because just with Constantine and stuff, they don't want to.
God, tell me who wouldn't love a show about the DC supernatural heroes?
Well, hopefully they'll introduce him on Constantine, if nowhere else.
Oh, well, I told Lilith that if they ever do an Etrigan episode, I'm guessing. I love be gone, the form of man, behold the demon Etrigan. I mean, he's a badass demon that rhymes. You can't
Yep.
beat
Yep.
that.
All the time.
Hmm. Oh God. Ah, boy. Jeez, you should
Yeah.
go be a mime. Now, does
So,
anybody want a peanut?
all right. Well, here's a question: who do you think shot the arrows into Sarah?
I mean, they obviously want us to think it's Merlin, but
Yeah,
I don't know that it would be.
I'm thinking it's either Roz or one of his people.
I don't think it's one. It's got to be someone because the way she says, "What are you doing here?"
Yeah. I'm thinking it's Roz or one of his people, just because I mean, as we said, she seems to come and go out of this
Now, do you think
secret society. Plus, she was shown she broke his daughter's heart. So
are they gonna have the guts to have her? And here's the thing, though, Roz is a Batman villain.
I
He's in the
know,
top 10. He is so. And you know what? There is one character they could easily bring in that's an all-encompassing. Just bring in Vandal Savage.
yeah,
He's someone that could be. I could see him, and he's because he's right on par with Ra's al Ghul. In fact,
yeah,
I would
but I
love to see
mean,
those two guys go toe to toe.
yeah, I mean, I guess I was gonna say I don't know, but I mean, I guess they're kind of similar. I mean, they're immortal. I mean, Vandal's a lot older than Roz, but
Yeah, but it's just okay. If Sarah is dead, I'm pissed because it's a stupid idea. I hate the now. I know, like, we don't know if Laurel's ever going to become Canary. It's been discussed. We don't know. I mean, I think in the preview they showed her fighting more,
hmm
but I don't know. But it just
I think they're going to try to make her be the canary. The when her sister's body drops and right in front of her, I'm like, oh, they're gonna make her the canary.
if they well, just because I hate the idea that they invented her character just to kill her because she's very cool, very interesting, and obviously insanely hot. Let's not deny it. I mean, she really. I mean, and they like her way more than Laurel.
Yeah.
But
Although the writers might see this as a chance to turn Laurel's character around too, though.
no, okay. You know what? I could buy. Maybe she doesn't get killed, or somehow I could. If they want to injure her so she can't be the canary anymore, I could buy that.
Yeah.
But just oh, and this is something I hated. I understand that, of course, people have got quick reflex. Sarah's got really good reflexes.
Yeah. But was she shocked to see whoever she saw,
That's
or?
what I mean. Like she doesn't even move when she gets shot with the arrows. Now I.
Oh, I just had a thought.
Oh God.
Everyone's thinking it's Merlin. What if she was caught off guard because it was Thea?
Oh, I don't. Oh God. I hope. Oh God. Don't make Thea evil.
Well,
I,
she's already with Merlin, isn't
well,
she?
well.
So
I can understand. I just. Oh God. They were
that
doing.
might be a test for Merlin.
That would be so. They were doing so good with her character. Don't just make her a cookie cutter villain.
I know, but that would be a surprise. I mean that would be a way that Sarah could be caught off guard, couldn't it? Be like, oh, it's little Thea. Boom.
Well, I hope you're wrong. I really, really
I
do.
know. It just popped into my head. I hope so too, but
Maybe it's Tommy. Hey, if they introduced the Lazarus Pit.
I know, but
I don't know. I mean, see, it could be a double blind. If it's double blind, then it is Merlin. And
yeah, I don't like that they killed Sarah, but they better keep. I mean, unless it's the Lazarus Pit bringing her back, she better be dead.
oh, God,
Don't tell me she dropped off a building with 3 arrows in her and be like, oh, she's alive, barely.
well, she could. You could conceivably survive that because they
Yeah,
were all stomach shots. And if she got like immediate medical, now she ain't getting up for a while.
yeah. I was gonna say, don't be getting her up this season.
I don't know. We'll see. If they want, I don't know. If they wanted to kill her at the end of the maybe, but just the way it's like, hey, here's Sarah. Oh, bye. Yeah, that's how it is. Hi, Sarah. Bye, Sarah. I don't know. It's all they've raised a lot of issues, and it's gonna all matter how they handle it.
Yeah.
That's gonna be the deciding factor.
Yeah, like I said, I think this first episode was a lot of setup. It's how they execute what they've set up.
Yeah. So yeah. Well, that's it. I think that's it for this week, Phil.
Yeah.
So we're looking forward. We'll see all they handle, all they take care of. So remember, if you want to get us, Phil, do you have our contact information for the people?
Yes, I do. Our email is the Flash Arrow Podcast at gmail.com. We're on Facebook, the Flash Arrow Power Hour Podcast. Twitter is at Flash Arrow Pod. We're also on Instagram, before the bat _ Flash Arrow Pod, and Tumblr is before the bats /Flash Arrow Pod.
All right. So that's all for us this week. Keep in touch because of course we got Flash. We got so many good shows bubbling over at Southgate. So Phil, take us out.
All right. Come back next week, everyone. Because remember, don't fail this city or this podcast.
If you would like to donate to help pay for this and other Southgate Media Group podcasts, simply go to our website, southgatemediagroup.com, and click on the donate button. It can be as little as $1 or, well, as much as you want. Help keep this fund going by supporting this and our other shows. Thanks again for listening, everyone. You're the best fans in the world.